game. Blouses.
Gallon chuck.
Disaster.
Spaghetti.
Disaster.
Well, I mean, I'm no doctor.
We now join America's most popular show, already in progress. Everybody loves
Mitch and Sean. You guys are the greatest duo.
Fantastic.
That team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Post Game Pints podcast. So glad that you're here to join us, whatever time of day it is you're listening. My name's Mitch Gallo with Sean Campbell, and this is a very special edition of the podcast because Campbell, he's left home. He's left for done. He's on location.
This is the best background I've ever had for any one of our podcasts, including the time I made my own post-game pints little painting and put it in the background. And even the time that my son jumped in the background, I'm telling you, this is the best background I've ever had for the post-game pints podcast.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, look, we are live, or at least I am, not you, but at La Brosse, 133 La Brosse. Look, you and I have so many plans to do things here at La Brosse, and we know that COVID and procedures, it's kind of hampered us. So maybe next time it'll be you here and me at home, but we have big plans. So stay with us here on the Post Game Pints podcast, brought to you by La Brosse Brewery. By the way, Catherine made sure I had a glass. I was just going to drink straight out of the can. She's like, no, you have to drink out of the proper glass. And that's how Catherine is. Yeah, she's already, yeah, here she comes. She's going to go. Yeah. A friend of the show, by the way. And so she made sure I had the glass and ready to go. We will speak with Alex a little bit later here on the Post Game Pints podcast. But this is the weekend. By the way, this is the weekend. Make sure early May you come by and get your Campbell play-by-play IPA. You get your Angry Gallo Ale. Look, Mitch, when we started off, it was who could sell out their beer the fastest. Like, see that beer to my right, Mitch?
I do.
That's all I got left for the Campbell play-by-play. See all that beer on the left? That's the Angry Gallo Ale. If you want me to lift, there's another half a pallet over there. I am killing you on the beer sales. Just throwing it out there if you want to talk about winners and losers.
I don't have much to say, Sean.
I just can't wait for your punishment.
They're different types of beers.
Absolutely. I know they're different. And you know I love your beer, and I know that you've got it. And what was the other day I was doing another podcast, and I was like, I had the Campbell play-by-play IPA, and then I dropped in with the Angry Gallo Ale, and then I was, hopped up on the caffeine from the coffee, but it was great.
You're doing other podcasts? Well, what is?
No, I was a guest. I was a guest, and I name dropped you, and I said, get Gallo on your podcast. And they said, we wanted both of you. I said, well, why don't just ask him? He's not busy. He doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah, but have their people contact my people, and maybe we could set something up. I'm not the easiest to get a hold of.
I think I am your people.
Yeah, it sounds like you've already kind of set something up, and that's okay.
Yeah. Anyways, I do encourage you come and get you. And by the way, if you come this weekend and you get a pack of 24, you get a 24 if it's a mix of a Campbell or a Gallo, one or the other. See those t-shirts in the back? You get a t-shirt for free. I right now wearing, of course, the Campbell play-by-play, which is the better of the two t-shirts, but that red t-shirt, it pops at parties. I'm telling you, it works. You can wear it casually, you can wear it professionally. It's got a big angry cock on the front of it. So I just think that you can come and get your 24 beers and then get the free t-shirt. I want an angry cock t-shirt. I actually have one, and I wear it sometimes.
And Campbell, just on that, let me tell you, the ladies love it.
Ladies love angry cock. Ladies love angry cock. I'm just letting you know. That's how it works. All right. So what are we doing today, Mitch?
Well, a couple episodes ago, we did our top 5 current athletes that we would pay $500 to watch live.
Yeah.
This edition of the podcast, we are doing the top 5 athletes you would like to watch live all time. They could have played in any era at any time.
Yeah, I'm
So,
with you.
It's funny.
When we made that list, we said it has to be current and all time. We couldn't kind of do both. It was really hard for us to do. Yeah.
And it's funny because Sean, I really, really, really thought that this one was going to be easier than the current athletes. It wasn't. It was actually more challenging. And there's so many that I'm like, they maybe should have made the cut. But there's just in history, so many that I would have liked to have seen live. And on my list, I'll be honest, I've only seen one live, but I didn't see him live in his prime. So when I'm going through my list, I am thinking about these guys in their prime. Okay, and I'm sure you are as well. The rest I have not seen.
So I have on my list, which is moving. My list just changed 30 seconds ago. I really just adjusted my list 30 seconds ago. There's one that I've seen. Here's a question before we get to our top 5. How many do you think we have that are the same? I really don't know where you're going.
Maybe one.
Okay.
I think one.
We might surprise each other with 2. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first? Dave, get those graphics ready. The top 5 all-time players you would pay $500 out of your own pocket. You're not asking mommy for this $500. You have to come up with it yourself. All-time. They could be dead. They could be alive. They could be retired. Whichever one you want.
All right.
Where you want
first here?
I'll go first.
Okay, go first.
All right. I'm going to do this first.
Okay.
You ready? Let's see.
Yes.
It's the only one that you know what? I'm saving. I'm going to put him up higher in the list. See, my list is changing all the time. I've never seen him live. Everybody says you have to see him live. I wish I saw him live because you miss so many conversations because you didn't see him live. It's one of 2 hockey players that I have on this list. Bobby Orr. Bobby Orr has to be on this list. I would pay $500 mainly for the stories I have heard. Those stories are legendary. And it's that he had that period of time where he was the greatest skater. And if you know, Mitch, if you can look at my favorite hockey players that I have on my list, they're incredible skaters. You know how much I love like an Erik Karlsson because he was one of the greatest skaters. Patrick Kane, Pavel Beret, all these guys. But I'm going to go with Bobby Orr at number 5 because of the stories that people bombard me with. Tell me he was the greater than even Gretzky and Lemieux, and how I have to go see it to believe it. And I would pay $500.
See, I don't have Bobby Orr on my list. I respect Bobby Orr, and I'd certainly pay $500 just you want to be in my top 5. Sean, I hate the Bruins, and you know this. And
just because you hate the Bruins, okay.
And B, all of mine played in my lifetime. Yeah. Because I think if you're to see Bobby Orr, now you're putting yourself in 1972, and it's a different era. So all mine are kind of more they played during my lifetime.
Yeah,
but I haven't
the rest of mine are like that, but I had to put them on there because of the peer pressure from older generations.
And when you said it, I'm like, I know how much Campbell likes Erik Karlsson. That's the first thing that came to mind before you even mentioned Karlsson. So I understand where you're coming from.
All right. So who do you have at 5?
Got at number 5, I have Michael Vick. Michael Vick, circa Atlanta Falcons. I think, and I go back to my video game playing days of Madden when you played Madden.
That's solid. I didn't even think of that.
Michael Vick. There was a time when he was the most electrifying man in sports. His first 3 years in Atlanta, he was insane. So I have Michael Vick at number 5 because I really think he's a player that I'd be able to sit back, have a beer, and just watch every time he hits the field because he's going to try to throw the ball, he's going to try to run, and he's just explosive. And I didn't get to see him. I've been to Philadelphia. He was injured when I went to go see the Eagles play at the Link, so I didn't get to see him live. But that's not the Michael Vick I'm talking about. I'm talking about before prison, straight out of college, when he was so exciting to watch.
I'll tell you this: the fact that you're dropping Michael Vick on this is just, my mind didn't even go in that direction. And you know how much I love football. I'm looking at my list. I don't have one football player on it.
It's funny. I have another football player. I only have one hockey player. But go ahead. Number 4.
I have a couple. Like, I have so many honorable mentions. I want to get to them later. Our honorable mention list. All right, but number 4, Mitch. This is one that I think that I think you would be interested, but you don't have the same passion for the sport that I do. And I actually have seen him. Now, you know what? You're right. There's 2 on my list that I've seen live because I've seen him. 2007 President's Cup. Tiger Woods. I would pay $500 to watch hit a golf ball. It's a weird thing. It's not for everybody. I get it. But you're talking about greatness. And Tiger Woods made my list here. And it's funny. I wrote down like 4 names right away. And then I had to figure out of all my honorable mentions, who makes number 5. And that's all my honorable mentions. Bobby Orr made it. But my top 4 were like the easiest thing for me to write down. And Tiger Woods in his prime, $500. I don't care which major, maybe Augusta, just to hear I would love to hear a Tiger roar. And because here's the thing, when I watched Tiger, there was no Tiger roar. It was all Mike Weir, because it was Weir versus Tiger Woods at the President's Cup. When I walked 3 holes watching those 2 guys golf. So I've seen it, but I didn't get the Tiger roar. So I am 100%. And now we know, look, the guy's not going to golf again professionally. Just I know with the car crash, maybe he will. Maybe it'll be the craziest thing in the world. But I'm just saying, I wish I could go back to the elite time of Tiger Woods. I don't think you have him on the list because of the sport, but I think you would pay $500 to watch Tiger Woods.
So I considered it because I appreciate greatness like you. But here's the thing I thought about with Tiger Woods. He didn't make my list. That's why I'll talk about him now before I get to my number 4. Is I love watching golf on TV, especially when Tiger is in competition. But as a journalist, I've covered the sport of golf, and watching it live just isn't for me. And you spend a lot of your time waiting and waiting and waiting. Now, I think it would be cool, don't get me wrong, and I'm not discrediting it, but to make my number 5, just not possible because of the sport and how you view it live. I'd much rather be on my recliner with a beer and watch him hit and listen to that roar that you're talking about from my couch.
Yeah, that's fine.
But to be in the presence of greatness, I understand where you're coming from. My number 4, Sean, and this is not somebody that most would have, but it's just for me personally, and it's actually the only one that I saw live, but I didn't see him in his prime. At number 4, I'm going to go with Peter Forsberg. Peter Forsberg, circa Colorado Avalanche. I saw him play live at the Bell Center when he was with the Philadelphia Flyers, and he was still an elite playmaker at that time, but he was not the Peter Forsberg I remembered from the mid to late 90s. That guy was a truck on skates. He'd run you over, the reverse hit, the ability to score and pass. And you know what? I think it helps, Sean, that if I pay $500 to see Peter Forsberg in his prime, I also get to see Patrick Waugh, and I get to see Joe Sakic, and I get to see Rob Blake.
Oh, you're going for bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck.
You're cheating. Yeah, you are cheating with your bang for the buck. Peter Forsberg, I get to see Patrick Waugh at the same time.
And if it was in 2002, I'd even get to see Ray Bourque just by paying to see Peter Forsberg. So I put Forsberg as the number 4. Don't worry, I didn't list all the guys. It's just Forsberg. But you know how much I appreciated the way he played the game in his prime. It's probably why his career wasn't as long and as lucrative as it should have been. But man, I love Peter Forsberg.
All right. I love your choice because I love that you went personal. I have one personal one on this one, and I'm going to do it. Okay. So I like it that Peter Forsberg. I'm going to go to number 3. Dave's here. Dave, can you go over there? See that light switch? Can you just hold on a sec? I'll cue you. Okay. I'll cue you on that light switch. I think it's a light switch to the back. I don't know which one does what. We'll see. But I'm just saying, at number 3, and this is the only one that maybe we might see the same, because I think I would pay $500. Can we dim the lights? For the Undertaker. Absolutely, I would pay $500 for the Undertaker. I don't care if you hate wrestling or you think WWF, WWE. Look, I went to Survivor Series in 1997. He wasn't on the card. And I know I would be ideally a WrestleMania or something, but he's done. There's nothing gonna happen. Well, they all retire and they might come back, but I went to a Monday Night Raw before he was going to face AJ in his final match, and I knew they were trying to build up to try and get that, and I thought he was going to show up. I was in Brooklyn, and I just thought he was going to do it, and AJ did a big promo, and I just thought halfway through that promo the lights were going to dim. I paid money, and I would have paid $500 if I knew the Undertaker was going to be there just to see the intro. But if you're telling me WrestleMania intro and all that stuff, absolutely. I am 100% in. Undertaker makes it. $500 for the Undertaker for fake wrestling? Yeah, take my money. Oh, special effects here at Labrosse.
That was. I appreciate your special effects. Now I'm going to say a couple things about that one.
Oh, by the way, the special effects totally ad-libbed on the moment. Great job, Alex and Dave. Alex will be joining us momentarily.
Look good, by the way.
I thought they timed it well when I raised my arms. It was pretty good.
Well played. I apologize to anybody listening on iTunes, SoundCloud.
No. Now go check us out on YouTube and subscribe, like, and comment.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. The only thing I'll say with the wrestling, Sean, is...
Did you have a wrestler?
I thought about it, but
okay.
Here's the thing. I've seen them all, and I wanted to.
But have you seen Taker? Like
I did.
WrestleMania Taker.
I didn't see WrestleMania Taker. The only wrestler that I haven't seen that I would like to have seen is Triple H. For whatever reason, all those shows I've went to, Triple H has never been on the card. But I saw the Undertaker defend the world title. When he was SmackDown champion. That's when they had the old WCW belt. There was a double show, Raw and SmackDown on the same night. And I'll tell you, Sean,
was he the American Badass?
No, it was after that. It was when he returned and became the Undertaker again. I'm happy that the time I saw him, he wasn't doing that persona. No, he was the Undertaker, and it is. I can't explain it, and you have to have seen The Undertaker live to know what I'm talking about. But when the gongs hit and the music starts, there's actually like you get like a sensation, like a tingling sensation. Like it's eerie, and you think it's so cheesy that it's wrestling, but you feel it. You feel The Undertaker when you're at a show where he's performing. I've seen them all though, Sean. I thought, Stone Cold, I've seen him. The Rock, I've seen him. Hogan, I haven't seen him wrestle, but I've seen him at shows. I've seen Shawn Michaels many times. I've seen most of the greats. I love your Undertaker pick, but because I saw him, I wouldn't say in his prime, but he was still up there in quality. I couldn't put him on my list, but I did think about wrestlers. For sure.
All right. So since we're halfway through, since we're halfway through, I just wanted to shout out wolfpacks.ca for all you. If you're listening to this right now, you're watching this, and you have a dog, you have a puppy, you owe it to yourself to go to wolfpacks.ca. Just type that into your computer. The rest will take care of itself. Wolfpacks.ca, subscription based. You get a monthly package for your little puppy. I know that Vader and I know that Dave is nodding his head right now about Freddie. Wolfpacks.ca. Go check out their website right now. Mitch, what are the words?
Woof, 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 woof.
Number 3
on our 5 athletes that we would pay $500 to see all time. I'm going to preface this again, Sean. I know you're skeptical when I do these things, but I am going to say at number 3, and I think you're going to be surprised by this one. I am going to go with 2 words. Prime time. I'm going with Dion Sanders. Now, I'm going to preface it by saying,
Did you get to see him baseball?
for my $500, I get to go to both sports in the same day. I get to see him play for the Falcons and the Braves. All right. So I'm going with Dion. The antics off the field, but the electricity on the field. I can only imagine what it's like to be at a game where he gets an interception and brings it for a pick 6 the other way. And then to see him on the base pass, stealing second base. What an athlete. And we don't see these guys anymore that can do multiple things. And now, of course, I even love him in his post career. I know a lot of people are like, on Dion Sanders, and I know he's away from the media and coaching right now. But I'm going with primetime Dion Sanders, but both sports for my $500.
Okay. I'm going to tell you he made my honorable mentions, but he was a little further down in my honorable mentions. When I get to my honorable mentions, you're going to see why I appreciate your pick at number 3. Okay. So I 100% Dion Sanders. I'm in. I'm going to go to number 2. You had a personal choice, right? When you went Peter Forsberg.
Yep.
My number 2. Can you just tell me what my personal choice is?
Your personal choice is Pavel Beret.
I've seen him live. I've done it, been there, done that. I'm sorry. I know this is the question. I would pay $500 to see Pavel Brewery live. I would be embarrassed to tell you how much money I would spend to see him play live again. Like, I'm not going to tell you. Like, Gallo, give me a number. Give me a number.
$1,500.
More.
$2,000.
More.
$10,000.
I don't have that much.
I know you don't have that much. And if you did, I'd be wondering why you don't share some of that green with me.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm sorry, Pavel Bure, number 2. He has to be on the list. He's ingrained in me. There's a passion. There's something about he can have a game. If you go back, okay, here's the thing about Pavel Bure. His first game in the National Hockey League, he had 0 points, didn't score. People talk about the greatest game they ever saw of him play. Mm-hmm. He was so electrifying. I used to go to games when he played for the Florida Panthers at the Bell Center and pay whatever, $100 to go see a ticket. $100. I just told you how much I would spend to watch him play. And I would watch him on the bench. And I would sit and watch him with a leg over. The best thing, he would sit there when the guy before him had a shift. He would stand up already, leg over. The guy would be on the shift for 8 seconds. He's like, change. I need to go out there. And then he would be on the ice for 2 minutes. Pavel Bure, number 2. Easy.
I love it. And I only put him in my honorable mentions. I would have had him in my top 5 had you not picked him, or had I not known that you were going to.
You knew I had him on my list.
I didn't want to have a repeat one with you. And I was trying to pick a hockey one, and that's why I went with Forsberg. I knew you were going to pick Bure. I would have picked Bure, to be honest, because again, I keep using the word electricity. I think that when I think of Bure, and Sean, like, with all due respect to Gretzky, who I appreciate, I don't have
Gretzky wasn't. Gretzky's not even close on my list. Okay, I will tell you. Mario's on my honorable mentions.
Yeah, see, even Mario, like I
no, Mario was special. Mario,
Sean, it's not a knock on those guys.
I'm insulted that I didn't put Mario on this list.
They're just not special to me.
Hold on, Gallo. Stop right there. Hold on, Gallo. This is happening. Hold on. How can I do this? Don't walk closer. An Angry Gallo t-shirt's in the house. All right, continue.
Let's go to number 2 on my list.
Okay, go.
Number 2 on my list is so incredible that I don't even have to say anything after I say his name.
Okay.
I won't explain the choice. The choice is obvious to me. and he should be on everybody's list. I will give you one caveat, though, like I did with some of the other ones. Number 2 on my list is Michael Jordan. If you are my age, Michael Jordan's on your list. Guaranteed. I don't have to go into his accolades or why. If you're a sports fan, you want to see Michael Jordan and you'd pay to watch him play. The only caveat I will give you, Sean, is he has to be wearing number 23 and can't be wearing number 45.
You hated 45. It
If
looks
he's
so
wearing
weird.
45,
Yeah.
I ain't paying $500 to see him play.
Look, I had basketball players. I wanted Shaq. I wanted MJ. I have Damian Lillard. Like, trust me, I just couldn't fit him in. And I'm sorry with my list because you don't know who my number one. I don't know who your number one is. I think I know who your number one is, by the way.
Do you?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I don't think you know who my number one is.
I have no flipping idea.
Okay.
No
I think
clue.
I have an idea. Is yours sometime in the background of our podcast? Do you have a poster of this person?
No.
Okay.
No.
You know who I'm talking about then, right?
I considered it again, but I stuck with people during my life.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So anyways, nonetheless, I love your choice.
But Sean,
by the way, my MJ
Sean
has to be on the list. I'm glad you have it because I didn't put him on mine. And I want to.
Okay. Who's your number one?
I would pay $500. And this is kind of a little bit, I shocked you with the Shohei Ohtani on the current athletes.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a sport you're not going to think about.
Okay.
But I'm sorry. I know it lasts 9.58 seconds. But Usain Bolt for 9 seconds, think about how much that is per hour. He would be making that much per hour. Usain Bolt, number one. To watch a human being move that fast in his prime, you got me. I don't know what it is about a 100-meter dash, about the bravado of being the fastest. What's the difference between 100 and 200 meters? But there's something about 100 meters and just, it's insane. Usain Bolt, number one on my list. When I wrote this list, it was the easiest thing. Number one is Usain Bolt. I wish I saw him live. Everybody else is secondary, including Michael Jordan.
Well, you know what's funny is I really like that answer because much like my answer of Michael Vick, you caught me a little bit off guard. I didn't even think of Usain Bolt. So kudos to you. And he should have been, at the very least, in my honorable mentions. I don't think I'd have him in the top 5, personally. I kind of want you to guess my number one. And Sean, you know what? You were on the right wavelength.
So it's got to be Mike Tyson.
The guy number one on my list is Iron Mike Tyson.
Okay, because I thought it was Muhammad Ali, but I know I know the history. It's got to be Mike Tyson for you then. I knew you were going boxing.
And look, Muhammad Ali's in my honorable mentions. And I'd pay $500, 100%, for sure. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
And the historical figure I appreciate more than that of Mike Tyson. But when Mike Tyson was in his prime, it doesn't compare to Muhammad Ali in the ring at any point, just in the fact that
the shock and awe that Tyson brought.
You didn't know what was going to happen. It could be chaos. You did not know if at the end of the fight, the ring was going to be filled with people trying to separate Mike Tyson from his opponent. You did not know what the fuck was going to happen anytime he was in the ring. There was this unpredictability to Mike Tyson. Now, again, electricity, to see him knock somebody out, to hear the post-game interview, post-match or post-fight interview in the crowd, all of that stuff would be part of it. But Mike Tyson has to be number one on my list, Sean, because I think, again, when he would be making his way down to the ring, you would feel it in your bones that something different was about to happen.
So those are our top 5 all-time athletes you would see for $500. Mitch, just go through your top 5 before we bring in our guests to wrap this up.
My top 5, Sean: Michael Vick at number 5, Peter Forsberg at number 4, Dion Sanders at number 3, Michael Jordan at 2, and Mike Tyson at number
I love
1.
your list, and I love my list even more. Bobby Orr at number 5, Tiger Woods at number 4, Undertaker at number 3, Pavel Beret at number 2, and Usain Bolt at number 1. Why is my background a little bit different? I am live at Lacrosse Brewery. Mitch and I here on the Post Game Pints podcast are so happy that we can be able to do this. We have so many ideas, so many things that we want to do on the Post Game Pints podcast and bring it in and do this. So we want to make sure that we bring in and talk to our good friend that's here. He's very close to me, Mitch. He's very close to me. He's ready to go. It's our boy Alex, who runs the show. He helps us out. I know that he's just going to join us for a couple minutes here to let us know what's got planned for the Campbell play-by-play IPA, the Angry Gallo Ale. It was like his brainchild of putting it together in these beers. And by the way, if you come by and get 24, you get the t-shirts for free. Make sure you get it this weekend, early May. I'm having it. It was one of my favorite things was I was here and someone was buying my beer. I was like, and the guy had no idea who Campbell was. He just liked the beer. That's what I liked. I liked that he just liked the beer straight up. So we put this all together here on the Post Game Pints podcast. And I know that we're going to bring in our good friend Alex from Labrosse. Gallo, are we good? We got him? We got this?
Yeah, just now he appeared.
All right. So we're going to bring in Alex from Labrosse to let us know. He's jumping in. He's right behind me. What's up? See, you can see me like way in the background waving because we're doing it proper, social distancing, and that's how you do it. You come and pick it up. Alex, welcome. Of course, I know that you're connecting to the audio and you're ready to go, but thanks for being part of the Post Game Pints podcast. Thanks for putting it all together. Thanks for jumping on. And I know that you tell me you work out and you listen to the podcast. Hold on. We don't have Alex connecting to the audio. Alex, we got the audio is connecting. Maybe you have to come closer to your Wi-Fi. I'm not sure.
He's got to unmute himself.
There we go. There we go. All right.
Yeah,
So, Alex,
there you go.
So tell us, first off, Alex, we got a couple minutes here before we wrap up. But you always listen while you work out, right?
That's right. I love the intro. You guys' intro is really cool. So
it's usually us opening beers and drinking.
Yeah, before the workout, a nice beer going in, always helps, loosens up the body,
Yeah.
But no, I like the intro and it gets me, going, and you guys talking about sports and stuff. So I do admit I tune out sometimes because, pushing the weight, but otherwise, no, it's good. It's good too.
So quick question for you, Alex.
Yeah.
$500, one athlete you could see, alive, dead, $500. Who would you see?
Just one?
Just one. Oh, you have a list, don't you?
Well, I listened to you guys, so I was like preparing for in case.
Give us your top 3.
Top 3, I think Muhammad Ali, that was one. Just because the way he changed the whole aspect of boxing and the people he moved behind him. I think Maurice Richard would be the second one. Same thing as Ali, whatever he brought to the people around him and what influence he had. And the number one, I am a race fan as well as a hockey fan, and Gilles Villeneuve would have been my first choice.
That list.
That would be just so awesome to see how this Québécois from nowhere is able to race against these Europeans that are often more arrogant than North Americans. So it was just like something like totally different. To see Gilles Villeneuve race would have been pretty awesome.
I love both the Muhammad Ali and Maurice Richard specifically. Like those are awesome. Gilles Villeneuve, I didn't even think racing, but pretty cool. When you said racing, I thought you're for sure going to say Schumacher, but I like that you went a little more retro than that. And I got Muhammad Ali hanging up here, framed photo in my basement. So I'm with you on that one.
All right, so Alex, before we like wrap things up here on the Post Game Pints podcast, I know that we're in early May. We're getting it down to the Campbell versus Gallo. Like Campbell's kicked Gallo's ass, but can you remind everybody what you guys are going to be doing over the next few days here at the Post at La Brosse, of course? And we're so proud to be partners with you guys. We love you. Yeah, I think we love that we could do this all together. But what do you got going for the Angry Gallo Ale and the Campbell play-by-play IPA?
Right. Well, first of all, thanks for you guys for being such awesome contributors to the brand of La Brosse and mention their names all the time. And yeah, so for the next few days, we want to finish the race more or less. We'll finish the game. It's the last minute in the last period, if you want. And we're selling the cases at a very, very nice price of $100 instead of $140 or whatever it is. In addition, you're going to get one T-shirt, either the Angry Gallo or the play-by-play T-shirt. And so there's just a few left. There's a limit amount left. So you guys have to hurry up and come and get it. You could also mix the case between the Gallo and the play-by-play. That's not a problem. But as long as you get a case and you get a T-shirt for free.
All right.
Well,
and
what happens when they're all done?
Which the cases or the T-shirts?
No, the beers. What happens when there's no more Camel and Gallo left? People can't get these beers anymore.
Well, they have other beers. They have other beers.
No, the plan is actually to make a round 2. And this will be somewhere in the summer. And we would love for us to do something pretty big and awesome. And I was speaking with Dave and all that. We have ideas, we have plans, we want to shoot something big. And if we make another beer for you guys, or the same beer, or if we change it, whatever we decide, we have to have a big, massive party so that everybody can really come. And
trust me, we're
sure,
in.
Man. And you know what? They had such great news on the vaccinations today. So I think that's right around the corner. I can't wait to party and drink some Campbell play-by-play and Gallo Ale.
I know we're against the clock here, but Alex, thanks for inviting me here. Gallo wants to be here next time, and I'll be at home just because we know we're doing it properly. And I know you're in the other room, but shout out to La Brosse here on the Post Game Pints podcast.
All right. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Well, how's that for your entertainment value?
They've done their job very, very well.
No.
Come on.
VBF.